Hello, everybody. That's silly. Why is it have that on? I have to look at that later.
Oh, that
Hi.
was very musical.
Yeah, it's back. Hey, evening, Veroth. Hype indeed. Looking forward to cruising the skies with our sky pirates here tonight. Back in action. Um, let's see. Let's see. Well, for the rather quick recap, can I cheat and just look at what I wrote earlier?
Yes.
Spoilers, and I shouldn't. Let's see. Let's kind of keep it a little closer. As you recall, everyone is back on the island of Macaw, where after retrieving an Everbloom from the Dream Realm, they managed to help the nightmare creature return it to its true form, which is a very powerful archfey named Rin. Rin was tasked long ago by the overgod Owl to watch over Macaw. To ultimately, at one point, they were tasked with sustaining the spell that keeps all of the islands aloft in the sky, just drawing on Rin's power. And gosh, we had way too many lore drops for Xia to cover. Uh, but needless to say, um, Zia definitely had a lot of unlocked a lot of her secrets and
Yeah,
her
a lot of
past.
trauma.
Oh, it's so great. Um,
Clip that. Somebody clip that. Ah.
Awesome. And lastly, Rin needed to reconnect as the power source to the island. That's a basement floor, and all the different floors of this grand manor on the hill in Macaw. So Xia and Lana and Sadie went to go help Rin do that by clearing out some of the previous bodies that the nightmare creature had found their way in there. So after a battle, um, a, a brutal fight, but it was brutal for the enemies that were in there. They just went in and cleaned house.
It's like
Um,
call an ambulance, but not for
but
me.
not for me. Yeah. Amazing. uh, um, yeah. At one point during the battle, Sadie had shifted into sort of a furry form with a long spiked tail, a barbed tail with a spiked ball at the end. And at the very end, Sadie had shifted once again, this time into sort of a sickly pale humanoid creature, white, devoid of color and hair and skin, kind of gaunt features with some scars over the face. And Alana had, asked a little bit about it. She said we can get into it, but let's finish what we're here to do, which was plug Rin back in. They brought Rin up to like a crystalline throne of sorts, and Rin began sort of a cyclical thing where Rin's power charges things back up. It also helps. There's an alternator on it, so it charges up Rin as well. Um, and it is here now after a minute or two of Rin charging and thanking everyone, and that will pick up. So I'll say probably it feels like maybe a bit of a private recharge thing. So Zia and Alana and Sadie probably going off elsewhere in the room to kind of catch up. But I'll turn it over to the three of you in that chamber.
It was that was something.
I suppose.
I I guess that you're probably wanting a bit of an explanation?
Only what you're willing to share. Everyone's due their privacy.
Well, I guess, they will stick out their hand as if, like, in a reaching out your hand to shake someone's hand motion. I, I guess we should start with introductions. I'm Misk. Well, I mean, I'm still Sadie, but I'm I don't know if you've ever heard of a changeling. I can change, shift, however you want to put it, into kind of different forms, as long as they're humanoid. But I usually stay Sadie, I guess. I've been Sadie for a while. But I was born Misk, and this is what I look like when I was born. Well, I mean, I was a baby and a child, but turned into this, I guess. Still has their hand out.
Zia would pop in, shake, and be like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool. I mean, I've never seen anything like that before. I mean, they talk about like magic like that all the time, but it's like so difficult. I mean, I'm really terrible with any kind of magic, whatever. So it's not like not magical. You can just do that. It's incredible. Just thinking about all the ways that you could do disguises and kind of things, and how kept failing in the disguise class. Just thinking, ah, dang, you got a passing score 100%.
Yeah, it's kind of a natural thing, I guess. So yeah, it can be handy.
So are there like, I'm sure you have a personal relationship with every form that you take, and that probably has its own kind of, relationship to you. So like, what inspired Sadie? Like, what was the antithesis? I'm sorry if I'm asking too many questions. I probably
No, it's fine. I guess I just wanted I wanted someone better than myself, I guess. Someone a little bit more I guess Sadie, I can be a bit more, I feel more comfortable being outgoing and it's easier to forget I guess, stuff from the past if you're not that person.
yeah. I understand you on that, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't have pried.
No, I probably have the same questions if I knew someone one way and then suddenly there's something else. I don't mind answering. Especially, I trust y'all. I'm sorry I didn't reveal it before. I just,
It's okay.
It's
yeah, it's fine. Everyone has aspects of themselves that they don't show all the time. Like, back there, uh, the first time that I ever kind of accessed any part of the celestial part of myself, I kind of freaked out Cassius a lot, and I think is still a little kind of cautious about it occasionally. And now it's just like I feel a little bit more confident about it because I'm getting to know myself better. And so like I don't consider you to have hidden anything. You're just letting down barriers as we're getting closer, and that's awesome. Like, we're glad to have you here.
I'm glad to be here. And I hope I didn't scare you with the with the beast thing.
I mean, I'm honestly even just more curious. So, and please stop me if so, you can turn into any humanoid, even humanoids that don't exist. Like, is that a creature you saw once? And like, I've never seen anything like it. It was like really cool.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's a creature I've seen before. No, the creature doesn't have anything to do with this. That's well, it's something that I learned, I guess, that I was learned growing up. Just a way to fight. I haven't seen that form in quite some time, so it kind of took me by surprise too.
Oh. So sometimes maybe there's something a little bit more primal and when you're turning, like it's out of your control.
Yeah, you can say that.
I can sympathize with that as well.
Yeah. Elena, I hope everything's okay.
Oh, yes, so. No shit on my part. Do you intend to tell the others, or is this
Yeah.
keep it between us?
No, I don't really know how to bring it up, but I'll let him know. May at least, was everyone there during the fight, Dan?
The three of you were there.
Okay.
Others, I think, were coming down on the elevator.
That's right. They were coming back from something and coming up, I think. Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure, would they have seen me? Have they already seen us, Dan? Or...
Just to keep it like running smoothly, no. We'll say they're coming from an elevator. You're not sure if they're going to stop here, if they're going to come in, but it'll be shortly if they are going to come.
Okay. I'll just stay this way, and they'll have questions, and I'll answer them, and I don't mind them knowing. I don't know if I'll make a big announcement to the crew, all of them, but I'll let at least, the group of us know, and if the rest find out, then that's fine. It's not, I guess I should say that it's not this form that it's uncomfortable sometimes. Sometimes it feels more comfortable, but I really hope that I can control the beast form from coming out more. I don't think it'll happen every battle, but I don't know. I guess I haven't fought in quite some time, so that's why it kind of took me by surprise.
So you don't have control over it?
I probably maybe could, but I haven't I just didn't know what's gonna happen. Kind of like losing your temper. Yeah. You can control it once it happens, but sometimes it just kind of hits you out of nowhere. But again, it hasn't happened outside of fighting, and I just haven't fought in a while.
Well, that's good, actually. You know, it's great that you haven't had to fight in a while.
I just want to be sure this isn't the kind of thing where we should be afraid you're going to attack us, right?
No, I have control that way. It's not like I saw y'all as enemies or I'm gonna see you as enemies. It's not. It's just the transformation that it seems to came as a surprise this time. Maybe if I am a little bit more aware of it next time, it won't. But there was no confusion as a beast, I guess.
All right.
All right. Well, not to wrap this up, but maybe we should check in with Ren and see how the integration or whatever it was called is going.
All right. Well, y'all find your way back over up the stairs, around the corner, up to the crystalline throne of sorts. And you can see there's a lot more vibrance in both the crystals in the throne and in the walls here, as well as vibrance in red. Clearly, things are working as they should. Rin, sigh of relief. Thank you again. This has been quite some time. This is long overdue. But it's good to be returned. It'll take me some time to finish, but by this evening or so, matter should be squared.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Is there anything we can do to help in the meantime?
No. I think this is a time for rest. For all of us. I know you've all been through a great deal recently as well. To spend the day and rest and perhaps another grand meal like earlier. Oh, they were like scarfing food so hard last time. For dinner, perhaps. I would enjoy the company and the food.
I think we can definitely get that in order.
And looks to you, Xia. If you need to witness any of those events again for clarity or otherwise, let me know and revisit that.
I think, and she'll kind of just trail off and be like, I think I just need some time to still process. But thank you.
back in their little chair here, and it continues to do their jam. What would you all like to do? Or rather, anything between now and dinner? You heard the elevator go by.
I think Xia would probably want to meet up with Cassius before dinner
Mm-hmm.
and kind of discuss the state of the Tempest and its like weapon system.
Okay.
Maybe start getting some planning in the books for potential conflicts in the future.
Nice. Awesome. I'll let of course, Deontay when he's back next week kind of we're offline roleplay a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But I will say what I'll share with him is that he probably has some contacts because he used to be a headhunter of sorts, a bounty person, and would have probably made enough contacts to know some people that might. You got to find a place to purchase like if you're looking for like upgrading the security and the offensive defensive measures for the Tempest, the cannons and other ballista things you can add. I think he might also mention, Allie, as she's part, of course, of Alienor, Sunray and Sons. So who make all the ships for the UAF. So she probably has an in where you can be like, yeah, go talk to this person. But I'll supply Cassius with that so that nice. Yeah, he'll definitely be, I'm sure. Knowing Deontay and Cassius, they'll be into that. So yeah, okay. Anyone else have anything they'd like to do before dinner?
Misk would kind of meet up with either the rest as a group or like Cassius, Ashbar, and Grundy, either as a group or individually, and just kind of let them know about this. And I'll just put that in Discord for them, for after the session.
Okay.
And also would probably if they catch Xia somewhere, would probably just kind of like tap them on the shoulder. Are you how are you feeling?
I mean, to be quite honest, it's a lot to deal with, and with not knowing where either of my sisters are, or if they may have even taken each other's lives, or even really what actually happened to the person I really thought was my mom. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. But there are a lot more difficult battles than the one we just had around the corner. My sister has always been more powerful than all of us. And one day we're gonna have to face her. One day we're gonna have to face Elana's friend from a previous life who resurrected a Dracolich as if it was nothing. And watching that thing attack Atmos, like, it was like a child playing with like blocks. Like, I just need to focus on controlling what I can control right now, and that's, upgrading the ship, getting supplies, making sure, we're prepared for the battles to come, because I You know,
Mhm.
I don't want to lose any more people. You're my
Sure.
family. Like this crew is my family, and yeah. Sorry. Like Zia's just realizing that she's just rambling on at a certain point. It's just like, I'm sorry. Just
Hey,
lot to think about.
Misk will put their kind of hand on, kind of, not firmly, but just kind of, as reassuring on Zia's shoulder or arm, since Zia's is definitely a little bit taller than Misk. Um, it's okay. It is important to move forward, and you're right. You need to focus on things that you can change, things that you can control now, rather than things that you couldn't control in the past. But just be sure that you lean on people when you need it, and let yourself feel what you need to feel, I guess. Often, if you kind of put it away, like in a drawer, it's a little out of control after a while. So,
Yeah.
but you'll be fine.
If Brilith were here, I'm sure she would have some childhood story that she read that would have this wonderful theme that would be really prescient for what you're discussing. But I'm really glad you're here. I really am. Because
I'm glad to be here.
Thank
I have
you.
without going into it, I have my fair share of past issues having to do with feeling controlled and trapped. But all of that to say is that I'm here if you need a listening ear.
I appreciate it. And obviously Sam, and I'm sorry for comparing you to Brilith. That's not fair. I do miss her and Lizana and even Sinister. It's been a rocky road to get to where we are. And it's great to have new friends to help fill the void.
The wind is guiding them just like it's guiding us. So, and
you really have a saying for everything, don't you?
I try. When you're of little words, sometimes the sayings come in handy.
Yeah.
All right. I'll leave you be. Have a good one.
You too. And if you ever need to talk too, I'm always here.
Gotcha. Okay. That's it.
Okay. Excuse me. Right. So the day goes by with everyone, being fairly settled in to Macaw after spending a few days here now, dealing with issues and everything else. But it's a nice, especially recalling some of those events, fleeing Atmos and otherwise. It's nice to just have a little safety security right now, be together as a crew and a group and friends. And the day passes by, leading up to dinner time. Yeah, a nice big spread. Thanks to Vic and Zia. If Zia's, still willing to, I know before you wanted to help and Vic, in general, in cooking, but if not, let me know. Yeah, so nice tasty meal. Rin has recovered, looks much more more animated, more engaging, and devouring food, absolutely devouring food. But it's a pleasant evening where an opportunity I feel for I'm sorry, Misk, is it Misk or Sadie that'll be joining us for dinner?
Sadie.
Okay. All right. So I think you had said you had spoken with the
Yes.
main, like the player characters, basically, but not the rest of the crew. Is that accurate, or did I get that wrong?
Right. No, she did not. If anyone would have asked her if they would have saw her around the ship, or they would have explained,
Mm-hmm.
but they wouldn't go out of their way to like announce it to the ship that
Mhm.
like I'm this other, like yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe just Vic probably is the only one that'd be on
Yeah.
the ship at all. So maybe Vic.
That's fine.
I'm actually gonna take a minute and roleplay that if that's okay, Misk.
Sure.
Let me just bump you back, or to just change your nameplate back. Let me just quickly, because you're in your Misk form.
Yes.
Come on, OBS. It'd be great if you just turn that back on, like I'm clicking. Thank you. All right, so you find yourself on the ship, and yeah, it's pretty empty. You encounter Vic at one point, who's cleaning things, and whoop, it's just a little on guard because do you have any of the same clothing, just different? Any indicators that you're Sadie previously or alternately?
I mean, I do have them wearing like an orange shirt usually,
Okay.
but they'd be wearing the same like pants and stuff, but that's pretty much it, besides like maybe like the same jewelry.
Okay, I'm gonna have Vic do a perception check.
Okay.
And I figure 13 is probably a good value just to see. Oh, thank you, Vic. Thank goodness. All right, that's a no on-ship battle. Just kidding.
Nice.
For not recognizing you anyway. And well, oh, sorry, Sadie, is that you?
I Vic, yes, this
Okay.
is kind of just another way I look.
Sure.
Sometimes.
I just at first didn't recognize you, but I've always admired that color of your shirt. It's just you don't you see it too often. Anyway, so then I thought maybe it's you. All right. Well, how are you finding the island?
Oh, the island's great. It's very relaxing,
Oh.
very calming.
What did your room look like?
Oh, my room?
Hey.
It was comfortable. I guess you could say it looked like the room of the tavern I spent my most time in.
Oh. Lovely.
Yeah.
Didn't you realize that you I can see from your battle scars that you've seen some combat. If sometimes Eden and I, or Guardian and I, will have and Xia and I will have some bouts to test the metal. Well, later on, figurative, if you ever wish to join.
Oh, you're inviting me. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't mind. I'll probably be Sadie for most of the time, but yeah, absolutely. I would love to practice. So you do you fight each other
Hey.
for fun?
Well, to improve our skills, eh? Surely you must have. What? Don't you recognize what clan you're from? As a fellow barbarian, you can tell that you're a barbarian. The weapon seems I want to see that. Ask what clan you come from. Getting excited about like sparring.
I don't know.
Oh.
It was kind of how I was raised, I guess. On an island.
I was raised away from my clan too. But
You know, I was part of the clan.
oh, what's your clan? Alas.
You know, I think I forgot something that I have to do.
Oh, of course.
But Vic, I do want to practice with y'all.
Only improve, and I'll tell you, the rest of them are excellent fighters. You'll always be learning something.
I'm sure. I look forward to it.
Make a perception check.
I'll catch. Okay.
Would you excuse yourself?
Oh. Let's see here. How do I play D&D again?
Right.
That's a 10.
Okay. I'm sorry. Can please continue? You were excusing yourself.
I'll catch you later.
Hey, I see you for dinner.
Kind of give like an uneasy smile as they like right before turning away and leaving.
Thank you. So, Din. Yum, 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 yum.
Yum.
So, let's see. Oh, my AirPods. Dinner. What else was there? If there's anything you all want to discuss during dinner, please feel free to. Otherwise, it's just an opportunity to unwind, share some small talk, some interesting stories, funny stories. Oh, sorry, Z, do you have something?
I think Zia would probably just kind of like low-key, high-key be bragging about the battle and how incredible everybody was. Like, just being like, oh my god, you should have seen Elana. Like, it was crazy. Oh, it's incredible. Oh, you should have been there. Like, Cassius, you should have been there. You should have been there. I mean, you wouldn't have been as good, but like, you know, you would have been maybe top 4 if you were like the 4th person there. Kind of
Takes a
like
swig of his drink.
That's rough.
but obviously playing and just like really just trying to hype people up. Other than Cassius, I guess.
Yeah, so Cassius.
I think at the end of the day, like the very first battle that Zia ever really had in this campaign was with Cassius, and that really signified like just the bringing together of the crew. And you know, I think she kind of just misses being able to do battle with him.
Yeah.
In the group, so it's not as much as a dig as more of a you better be there next time.
Show up and show off, yeah. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else have anything? Otherwise, I'll flip us along.
Nope. Misk is back to Sadie.
I think that throughout the dinner, Elana would be not very subtly, very clumsily flirting with Rin. Like
I
very
get it.
poorly.
Nice.
How would Rin react? Yeah. It's let's see if Rin catches on. Oh, poor Rin. Sorry, Rin's really into the food, but appreciates your. Sure, he's appreciating the attention. Was consumed with this delicious food. All right, you got a good night's rest. I think that's rather at the end of dinner. Cassius will probably bring up the notion. All right, well, I know none of us probably want to leave this. You know, this feels like a good place to retire too, right? Like, and I know we got stuff to do. We got stuff to do, and we should probably get out there and start doing it. We've got a lead, thanks to Elana. Some applause. Yay. We have a direction to head in and see if we can find anything on what's hopefully a floating island at this point. Get that Thaliel's focus. I don't know that we have. I know we've got other things. We've got Liazana. We don't know what's going on with that. Kind of looks over at Ash with the, Liazana doll stuffed in her pocket or satchel that she keeps the other ones in. We've got Leah and I were talking about possibly finding some upgrades for the ship. That's at like actual Ash. I'd also mentioned that before. So little frightening getting out of that last air battle in one piece. There's a lot of fire, and hearing about the attack there that you all managed like 2 weeks ago, and I forget what it was. It was a solo battle you all had. Just really like to invest if we can. Does anyone know where we're at with our party funds? We'll kind of look around the table. I don't know if I don't think he's in charge, but I don't know if there is anyone in charge of party funds.
We did spend quite a bit activating the sphere the first time. So I'm a little down personally, but I don't know about anybody else.
I think Ashavar had the funds. It's pretty low. It's like 142 gold or something.
Oh, okay. I have like 1,000 gold, so like. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
It could be worse. But Zia also used to have like 80 platinum, so like.
Right.
Like,
it's amazing.
Not Nepo baby stuff, but like close.
Awesome.
As she looks around at the mansion that like she inherited from her parents.
I just have some pocket change.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could get us maybe a coffee.
Yeah. I don't think I can pay my part.
Nice. Grundy share. He's got maybe 600 and change, and I think Cassius has. Just take a quick peek to get a rough idea. Yeah, 300 and change. Oh, here's some. It sounds like maybe we need to look for some. Maybe we can find some extra goodies if we find that floating island. We can just procure something we can sell. That's okay.
Sounds reasonable.
I don't want to steal from civilization, but also I don't want the world to end. We need the money to help do that. So.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I don't know how much money we need. I have a bit of pocket change from before my world came crashing down.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
gold is gold.
Also, we don't have to call it ancient civilization. Really gonna make me feel my age.
Right. Where are my banners?
A many years before now civilization.
Thank you.
Super ultra mega many time ago civilization. And she's just gonna keep muttering to herself, just like increasingly ridiculous combinations of words.
It's all right. You can stop.
Oh, okay.
Nice. So I don't keep up on costs of cannons and things, but I've encountered, people selling it before, and they're expensive. There's some that do a lot of damage at around 1,000 gold a piece. There's some that just do a moderate amount, 750, and then some that are just kind of shitty. They're there to have, but they're not super great for like 500. But we'd probably want to be looking at this somewhere around 750 to 1,000 per cannon.
That's a lot.
Sounds like we need to go get the super mega ultra many times ago civilizations treasure in a respectful way to be used
Okay.
for good.
We get you.
Okay, sorry.
I think.
So you'll shut up again.
Well, I don't know when you all want to head out, or if we have anything else we need to wrap up here. Kind of looks at Ashavar with Ren and the nightmare creature and all that, and just around the table. Does anyone have any business they need to deal up here first?
I think Xia would go and get her sister's diary at some point before leaving.
Okay.
But probably just would not make a scene of it or really tell anybody.
All right. Well, then I guess in the morning we can head out and start. Right, we've got one of these 4 keys, or it's ancient tech there from that auction. Maybe 3 to go. Guess we head out in the morning.
Sounds reasonable.
Well, either get plenty rest tonight or get plenty drunk. Either way, we'll head out bright and early. And Chip says drink. He knows what he's gonna do. And then drink some more.
Yeah, Sadie will have a couple of drinks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Xia would probably sneak to go to bed a little early.
All right. Nice. Let me put in my notes real quick. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So go ahead and log if you need to a long rest in D&D Beyond if you haven't since the battle. Make sure you get that rest. And oh shit. I just got a message. Hilarious. Yeah, and early in the morning, Vic's got, the ship ready. Vic, Wisp, Kip are buzzing around the ship, getting everything set. Boots is out there, kind of cat climbing from like rope to rope and like tying things off up on the masts and stuff. And the buzz of the preparation of leaving. Ship's getting restocked with everything available here from the island. There's plenty of meats and veggies and grains and other stuff that can be kind of harvested from around the island and everything. So we're all getting ready to take off. So Sadie, you took some time, like subtly, to grab that diary, your sister's diary. Sadie, you're Sadie today?
Yes.
Okay. And Elana, may I ask which form you have today?
Summer.
Oh, okay. So you have that darker shade to your skin, the bright orange hair. Is that the right one?
No, that's the blonde one.
Summer's blonde. Oh, that's Autumn, right? Orange hair, Autumn.
Mhm.
Okay, so a different darker tone to your skin. The blonde hair. Excellent. And out you head. The ship begins, lifts up with an arcane hum, lifting up out of the water inside this cave, and begins to kind of do a 3-point turn, backs up and starts spinning to face the waterfall. And now that you've all experienced it, for anyone that wants to get splashed in the waterfall, you can stay in the upper deck. Otherwise, get below. The ship slowly picking up pace, breaks through, whoosh, giving a nice rinse off the deck as you go through the waterfall, emerging into the sky just outside of the mountain, looming over the forest below of the island. We're taking off in an arched curve up into the sky as the pace, like an airplane leaving the tarmac, kind of pulls you back before the artificial gravity of the ship kicks in, flies off into the clouds. It'll be about 15 minutes to return to normal space and time, where you'll then have a journey to head to this island. And I think I sent someone the map for that. Maybe Lily, because she would know. I don't know. But you know where it is. It's on that big dome in the when you make the captain's quarters navigation area. You can assess it there and track it. You begin your journey. Let's see. We're at Atmos, and you're heading there. So I'm gonna say it's only gonna be like 3 weeks to get there. It's not very long for flights, You've had several month flights, so yeah, not quite enough time for downtime. But I will ask if there's anything anyone wants to do. I think it was on the way here maybe that you had that battle. So if anyone wants to spend any time practicing with cannons or ballista or any of the components that came with that, you're welcome to. Or anything in general, any RP over the first, over this travel period.
I think that Sadie would probably check in. I mean, did Vic give her times that they were, say, when they were out there training? Or no?
He'll probably approach you another couple times. You can hear when they are not quiet or subtle about it.
Okay.
I don't think any of them are. So,
if she heard, if she heard them practicing, she'd probably go over and just kind of like stand at a distance a bit, quiet, but then like just kind of wait for Vic to notice before being like, I'm jumping in.
Nice. Okay. Right. Go ahead and make athletics check as you begin training, if you don't mind.
Athletics check is a 26.
Beautiful. You jump in with Guardian first. Like Vic's there and he just, has invited you, but Guardian's like, yes, a new sparring partner. Join me. And it just takes out this shadowy greatsword. Let's go. And already takes like half a step. But
Nice.
Sparring is about like maintaining your energy and breathing power and all this other stuff. But you, with that athletics check, uphold and you Guardian fights savagely most of the time. Not really like a style you've fought before. Vigorous, but also subtle and sneaky. You think like, yeah, it's a savage attack, but suddenly there's like another blade from her hand coming from the left towards your torso, and shadowy, sneaky, and elements that you just don't see. It's almost like a whole like Oh wait, that's what you get from the round one. For your
Okay.
first sparring.
Okay.
You get to spar with the others. You see Vic has a very similar style to you. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
barbarian, not strictly, but quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Oh, Eden. Eden is frighteningly powerful. Like the way that they move, you feel like you're perceiving them, but you're wrong like every time. It's just all about
Oh.
watching shoulders. What way they gonna swing? What way they gonna step? Every damn
Mm-hmm.
time. Like you cannot get a hit on Eden, but you last. You know, because your athletics check, you last. Um, Ghost, because Ghost is a part of the crew now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't. I think Ghost is gonna be like, see how ragged you are after Eden. Like you've lasted. It's like next time.
Okay.
That was some fine work, but next time I think I'm fresh and you're not, and I know what it's like to go, 3 rounds with all of them. So I look forward to it, though.
Of course.
um, yeah, we'll say you get Vic in there before Eden. Can you make a perception check actually for me as you're fighting
Sure.
Vic? We did cover Vic, but
Oh, do I not have one in that color? There we go. Oh, that's better than the last time. And it's a
Okay.
23.
Okay. Everyone else, as you've been battling, it feels very similar with Vic, and more comfortable maybe because it's a lot of barbarian attacks. But your first assessment of Vic is that rather than kind of conforming to one style, Vic will suddenly shift to another style, like not one that they're not ones that you're aware of at this point, but it's like, whoa, wait, there's certain movements,
Yeah.
and then suddenly wait. So that's something a little different with Vic.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, all right. So that'll kind of cover a lot of the.
Okay. And that was just so over how long did you say that we're traveling?
It's gonna be 3 weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks. So I've practiced with them one time in the 3 weeks.
Yeah. We can kind of we'll cover
Okay.
Ghost another day. Ghost is tricky
Okay.
because they're a monk and they knock the key out of you. If you're not aware of that, it takes a little getting used to fighting. But it's
Okay.
really helpful and educational.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool.
Zia, anything over the travel?
So I think something that has been bothering Sia for a very long time is a dream that she had very, very early on. That involved a lot of stuffed animals in a really demented tea party situation. And it just feels like some of the stuffed animals that have been continuously carried around by Ashfar are, and she she can't shake the feeling that she's seen them before in that dream. And so she's probably gonna go and discuss that with Ashavar a little bit, trying very awkwardly to get Ashavar into a room without the stuffed animals being there.
Oh.
I'm sure
the
the paranoia is going to be caught very early on.
Nice, yeah. She'll set him aside, and head to a room. Oh, hey, what's on your mind?
Yeah, so and I would actually say that Z would also bring Carmine for the specific reason that Bo can't be seen by Ashavar.
Gotcha.
In describing this, and so I would implore Carmine to kind of show how Bo is talking as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll do that.
So I would describe this dream. So a while ago, I had this very realistic and real dream, and since you've been in dreams, you've now saved someone I didn't even know existed through your connection. I was wondering if I could talk to you about a particularly terrifying one I had long ago. It was like a very high society room that I was in, and I was there was just this one room and this one table, and that was longer, and I couldn't move at all. Bo was across from me, who Carmine is now
Good day.
transformed into,
Hmm.
and was wearing different clothes, and almost speaking with a voice that wasn't his own. And every other seat at the table was taken up by kind of a demented, stuffed creature. And it was almost set up as a very demented tea party.
Hmm.
At a certain point, the voice that was coming out of what looked like Bo was just telling me that a movie was about to start, and there was a projection that appeared on the other wall. There was an empty seat. The name Charles was brought up, and this is right before we met Charles and Charlie, which was kind of ominous.
Ooh.
There was a 3-place setting that appeared in this projection. And then what appeared there was a half-drunk teacup. And now thinking about Grundy talking about his sister and that relationship, I'm starting to wonder if parts of the vision were trying to tell me something, or I don't know.
Well, I mean, they are sweethearts. Maybe they were trying to tell you what to expect, what was coming. She loves these things so much. They were trying to let you know to trust Charles and trust Grundy.
I mean, it seems a little like Zia's kind of like taken aback. Like, it was like pretty genuinely terrifying. Like, I don't know
Right.
if trust would have gotten out of that.
I can see that, I guess. Yeah. Did it have anyone else's? Any other names, or how many seats were empty?
It was a 3-place setting. I believe there was just one empty seat. And so I think one of the things was this was, before we started really seeing a lot of the new stuffed creatures appear now, the stuffed Lizana too. I have a bad feeling, and I was just wondering, is there any way to really like replay a dream that happened before? And would you be able to enter it?
I mean, we could check with Vic, right, and see if we can. I don't know if we're calling a dream. Maybe Vic and I can sit down and. I mean, sure, we can enter a dream. We can. If Vic has anything to help make a dream resurface or to navigate it, you have a memory of the dream, right? So probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might be a little tricky, but that's an awful lot of things that are connecting. So it does sound, a lot of times there's communication done through dreams, of course, but it doesn't come through the way that it's always intended. Or maybe it comes through exactly. I mean, does sound really creepy. So maybe it was intended to come through that way.
I just feel like there was something that I was meant to do or not do, and then I missed the message, and it would, despite how terrifying it was, I am strong enough now that I could relive that dream without losing myself. And I think having another person like you, who's much more of an expert on that kind of world, would be really helpful in seeing, because I really don't know. I have a feeling that the stuffed creatures connects with a lot of the other things that we've been seeing, and I just don't know how.
Yeah.
Like, I can't crack that.
I'd be happy to. Absolutely. I've got my guide. I'll talk to Vic. Or you
Okay.
can, or whatever, either way, and I feel like we can make that happen.
Thank you.
I almost wonder, having sort of eavesdropped on your memories there, in that room, if the three settings had anything to do with you and your sisters. Anyway, just a thought. Let's I'll talk to Vic today. I've got a game of cards with him later anyway. And yeah, we'll make it happen.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Of course, least I can do. See ya. Least I can do. All right. Well, my friends are probably missing me. Speaking of the little stuffies, of course.
Yeah. I'm sure they are. And after that, probably Xia for the rest of the time would just kind of join the sparring matches, and probably
nice.
not do too much else.
Awesome. All right. Elana, anything for you over these 3 weeks?
At some point, she would find Sadie, and talk to her. Just her.
Oh, okay.
Hey, how you doing today, Elena?
Fine, I suppose.
Good to hear.
Hmm?
Say good to hear.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to talk to you about your cloak.
My cloak.
Yes.
Sure. You can talk to me about it. That's fine. What do you want to know?
Do you have it handled?
Do I what?
Do you have it handled? Is it safe?
Is my cloak safe?
Yes, I've seen them before. I know that
Oh,
when they're made, they come with curses.
well, I mean, if you overuse it, it does, is the way I understand it. It's kind of an heirloom of sorts. Kind of something that my family does. Um, I mean, it's I'm not really sure how to answer you because I mean, as long as you don't overuse them, they're fine. I haven't used mine yet, but I've seen people that have used them, and Discretion? I can tell this is really concerning you, and I don't mean to make light of it. I just, it's a cloak. I mean, I've not used it yet. But if I use it, I guess it's handled.
I just wanted to make sure that everything was safe with it. It was concerning to me to think that of the consequences of overusing it.
Well, we just won't overuse it. I'm aware of what it can do. If that's what you're concerned about. I have seen the consequences of it being overused. So I know what happens. Or at least I have an idea. There's not really that much talking to a person who becomes something like that. But I just know to use discretion.
And if you could have it to where you wouldn't need discretion?
I mean, I guess that would be the best scenario, right?
I'm capable of removing the curse.
Oh, interesting. Well, guess I've never thought about that. Sorry, this is just Stephanie reading the exact context of the cloak. I knew what I was talking about, but I just am reading fine details.
It would remove the permanent aspect upon 6 use.
Time we use the cloak and each other. Yeah. So it's not. I was just making sure that there was no boons to what would be removed, but it doesn't seem like that there is. Well, I mean, I guess removing the curse would remove the danger. So
I mean,
why
if
not?
you're into living life on the edge, by all means.
I think I live life on the edge enough in my life. Sure. I mean, if you don't mind, I would be most
trouble at all.
Sadie looks at you like you're telling her that you can walk on water. Like just complete awe of like okay. She will start to take do you want to wow, I almost went to a British accent. Do you want it now or
Oh, you don't have to take it off. You can leave it
oh
on, as long as you don't mind me in your space a little.
no, I don't mind you in my space.
Giggle.
I'm sorry, was that said too correlated? Too coyly.
Right, and then she'll just cast remove curse on it. It's instant, so
That's amazing. Thank you. I appreciate the gesture.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, we're your teammates now.
We are.
Can't really. Yeah, I can't have my teammate turning into, well, you know.
Sure. Yeah. No, I get you. I mean, right. Not permanently, at least.
Yeah, right.
That would
Right.
be not. Yeah.
I mean, it would be interesting to say the least. The amount of information I could gather would be quite the experience. I can't say that I've ever watched anyone do it. I've only heard
Just
about it
turn
in studies.
just turn into one forever.
Right. Well,
Is
no,
that
we wouldn't let you stay that way, of course. But
Oh,
just saying,
you
it would be a
okay, you
splendid
mean
opportunity.
just transforming. Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'll have to, since there's no, reason for it to be, I mean, I could even sure, if you wanted to study the monster, who am I to stop you?
The conversation
Just
continues clumsily forward.
Just name the time and place.
All right. Anything else for you, Elana?
No, she would just again seem just very like you've worked a miracle, and and just keep probably clumsily thanking you as the conversation comes to an end.
Does Alana have water walking? Can she walk on water?
I don't think I picked up that spell since there's not a lot of water in this
That's a
world
good call.
anyways.
Good call. All right, let's see.
Next time on In Extremis, the entire dungeon that we are in is entirely water.
Yeah,
Yes.
nice. It's layers now.
It's the water
Sea.
temple.
Nice. You hear
Sorry,
this
yeah, I
ominous.
just had to.
Yeah. What was that?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, about a week in or so, like 10 days in to this 3-week journey. Zia, you get a mental message. Mania. Sister, it's me. Are you there? Are you Belle?
Oh my gosh, are you okay? What's happening? Catch me up. Zia's just gonna frantically ask a bunch of non sequitur questions. Oh my gosh, it's been forever. We should have never let you leave. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
We've learned so much since we last
really?
saw each other. Are you okay? Are you safe?
I'm well. I'm for the most part I'm safe. There was a bit of a confrontation, of course, with Mother, but she oddly took it a little better than I was expecting, almost as though that's exactly her plan all along, was to have me be independent and stand up to. It's ridiculous, quite ridiculous. Of course, she's increased her watch on me, many more guards and such, despite me going on about my own way. I'm preparing to head back out on my own, figuring out how best to slip her watch and resume my own quest that I'd like to rejoin. But I just wanted to, it's everything has been happening so quickly. I haven't really even had a moment to pause and think. I'm so sorry. I should have contacted sooner. Is it still okay if I rejoin?
I mean, of course, of course. Yes, so
Oh yes, you
there
very much.
was well, we have a resident archfey
Oh,
from our little island of Macaw, who it turns out was trapped in that nightmare beast form
no.
almost assuredly by our adoptive mother. But things are okay. And we're now have some new items we need to retrieve.
I'm very sorry. So yeah, I'm adoptive. Okay.
Well, yes, I mean, well, as far as I understand, mortals can only have one celestial or partially celestial child. And so Julene was born first. So I believe you and I have other parents who we may or may not know about biologically.
Just to realign that a little bit, that's absolutely correct.
Okay.
The first woman was someone else.
Okay.
That I believe died in childbirth.
Yes.
But your
Okay.
dad. The second one, you were born next. That is your actual mom.
Yeah. Okay.
She doesn't know until now that that is not her mom. She thought that was her biological mom.
Oh, I've just dropped a bombshell.
Yeah. She isn't. Well, I mean, we'll backtrack. So, but yeah, she's not my mother.
I mean, what is a mother? The
Not
person who
her.
takes care of you and who raises you.
She's done none of that. She's
Well,
put
I
me
mean,
through
that's
hell,
also
Xia.
fair.
And she's not even my bloody mother.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and I think of well, I don't even know if she's still alive. I mean, if she abandoned you and I a long time ago, I mean, she might have died. She might still be alive. I mean, I honestly don't know. And then it seems like your mother, your biological mother, she survived, and tried to warn our father about what was to come, and that may have accidentally set off the whole chain of events of fleeing, inadvertently.
So much. So she's not my
And
mother. She's your mother. But she's
yes,
pretended to be my mother and hated me every day of my life.
well, and now you have a new mother who
And
also does that too. Yeah.
but my real mother's survived, so she's somewhere.
Well, I don't know. I don't know for sure. I really don't. I mean, she was into the most sophisticated magics. She could be she could look totally different. She could change her appearance, how old she looks. She could change really anything. I mean, we might have even come across her and never known. Like, I really can't even begin to underestimate how powerful you have to be to trick a celestial, not once or twice, but over the course of like a decade. It's not, and I'm probably sounding too generous. I mean, she was a truly deceitful and horrible person, but she's definitely, very powerful.
Just to make sure too that I've properly explained.
Mhm.
Your biological mom,
Yes.
the one that was bringing you all to these places of power and being deceptive and then fled with you all, is the one that Titania knows as mom, that she just talked to.
Okay, Dan, Okay, this is a retcon. This is a retcon because I asked you about this in the past.
I did. Oh no! I'm so sorry.
But it wasn't.
Mhm.
Okay, I can play this off. I can play this off.
Sorry.
And it's like,
Mhm.
well, it's kind of interesting because this horrible, deceitful, and overly controlling person sounds quite honestly quite a bit like your mother, and she's also very powerful, right?
Yes.
Like one of
Yes.
the most powerful
She's
magic
the mother of
users.
Dawn, the Dawn Mother rather, the leader of the Order of the Dawn.
Um, you should be very, very careful about seeking out.
I need to confront her.
I would strongly advise against that.
But see, I need answers. My real mother's
Um,
out there somewhere, and she's treated me like this every day of my
um,
life,
we
and she's
can
not even
find
my
her
real mother.
together. We can find her together. We can find her together, and together we can face her. All of us. I
She's
can't. You are also extremely powerful. Like I have no doubt in that situation when I lost myself that if you had used all of your power, you could have easily. But this is something that neither of us are used to. I don't even Jolene, the most powerful of the three of us, I think she would be nothing more than a fly.
You're right. She's be dangerous to confront her with it. If I'm, how do I find my way to you? Where are you currently, or are you headed anywhere where I can join you?
Yes. But please be very careful. One of the artifacts that we're looking for, that I have no doubt in my mind that she's looking for as well, and Jolene might be too if she's wise
Mm.
as to what's to come. Um,
All right.
and Zia will provide the coordinates.
Okay.
I have to be completely honest. I've never been here.
Mm.
We don't even really know if an island is still there. We think there is based on Alana's memories of the past.
I see.
Oh wait, you haven't even met Elana. I
Now
don't
there's so
think.
much, Sia.
Oh my gosh, I apologize. I uh, I never really thought about how to contain all of the information that we've learned since the last time we saw you.
Mm.
Yeah, I found our older sister's diary.
Oh,
I think she had uh, quite the relationship with her mother as well. Um, and when she left, I think she may have been manipulated into what she was doing this whole time. I think she thinks that what she's doing is for her and for us and the betterment of the world, but I think it's playing right into Merwin's hand.
I have no doubt. All right, I'll make haste. I know your ship is far faster than any of mine, but
It's okay. Make some stops to other islands on the way. Do everything you can to make sure that you're not being followed.
yes,
And Alienor is also on the mental lake. Contact her if you run into any issues.
of course. And the same for you. I'll do my best to stay in better contact. Thank you for sharing. It must have been difficult news to learn of, let alone
It was only a
share.
few days ago, and I have not really had a good night's sleep since. Unfortunately, the only way that I could regain my memory was to relive it all as if it was happening to me again. To have you literally torn from me, to have my memories manipulated so I never remembered that you existed. Nothing can heal the idea of having somebody in your own thoughts and changing them. And I know that Jolene suffered that far more than I did, and that you've suffered so much and still being with her for so many years.
We need to take her down, Xia. She cannot get away with this.
Yeah. And if it's any consolation, I think there's a chance that our father's still alive. The spell that was done to banish him from the realm, I'm not positive. I've never been good with magics of any kind. But I think there may be a way to bring him back.
I will make all haste to you. We must figure these things out. All right. Well,
Be careful.
you too. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Speak with you soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Stay safe.
You as well, sister. Here,
Bye.
can click it off.
And like as the
mhm.
click happens, Z is about to say, I love you, but it clicks a little too early.
Wow.
I love that so much. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, yeah, okay. Oof.
Now, the one thing that Zia
Mhm.
specifically did not say was the prophecy of the child of the dawn.
Okay.
But hopefully Zia can discuss that in person with her.
Okay. Nice. You have a few moments of silence, like relief washing over sister's okay, and all of this, like, wow, connecting that, having to kind of relive that, to share it, and knowing like she needs to know, but it's going to put this on her too. Where you just have, again, sort of a few moments of silence that are broken only by the sound of the stall nearby, as you're sort of walking by down the hallway near the bathroom, flushes, and that's where we'll take our bio break. For anyone who doesn't know, we take about a 10-minute bio break, and then we'll be back and see what happens here tonight in our Sky Pirate campaign. Yeah, our audio will be hot, so chat with us, ask questions, and everything else, and we'll catch you in about 10. Boop. Okay, hit the button. Timer started. Oh my goodness!
Nice.
I'm so sorry, Claire, too, that I messed it up. I just, shame on me. I have no idea why.
No. I was going back through my notes,
Mm-hmm.
and I think what happened was, I mean, there was a month in
Yeah.
between.
Mm-hmm.
Things happen. I'm very sorry that because I forgot the biorealm stuff. So, and my notes were not good enough, so it's completely on me.
Oh, gotcha. No, I'm
Um,
splitting it. I'm splitting the blame.
Also,
Mhm.
this is a viewer exclusive.
Ooh, nice.
My absolute favorite retconning device is Zia's memory is bad and was tampered with, and it works for everything. Feel free to steal it for your campaigns.
Mhm.
You
Love
gave
it
the
so
wrong name for a character. The bad guy changed their memories.
Nice.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
All right, BRB.
Oh, let's see. Oh, is that? I love that little mug of ale. That's so cool. On the rainbow smiling on paint. And Ross. Oh, that was probably for Zeus. Zeus said, "Don't click. I love you."
I'm so sorry. I was just like admiring your YouTube channel intro video and also how young we looked at the beginning. Like at episode 1, I was like, oh my god. Okay, sorry, what were you saying?
That's awesome. No, just talking with Chad a little about the cute things in there and the moment. I saw Ross heart and I was like, oh, it's probably from Zia. It's like, click, I love you. Sort of moment. It's like, oh. That intro video is so old. I gotta make a new one.
Yeah, it's good though. Like the
Oh,
editing's
thanks.
good, on
Oh,
point.
thank
Like
you.
the hair is not in the swoop. That's the thing
It's
that surprised me
crazy,
the most. Because
right?
ever since I met you, you have had the swoop.
Yep.
So like,
It became a part of me. My
yeah,
personality.
you were born in it, you know,
Yeah.
molded by it. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I love that
I
you
was
put these on
born in
YouTube.
it.
So it's like, you know, for those of you watching, you can actually watch all of the episodes on YouTube. So you can catch up if you've ever missed any episodes.
Mhm.
You can also make fun of me and how much I have aged since the first one.
No, go on. It is funny to see the differences. Like, just I don't know. There's always something, right? Because it's years that go by. I mean, when was the first? It's been 2 years, hasn't it?
No, it's been 3.
Oh, 3 years.
Yeah,
Oh,
didn't we start like July of 2020?
you're right.
I think
There it
June or
is.
July of 2020.
3 years. I'm gonna bring our faces back. We won't be technically back, but I'm gonna bring our faces back. Wow, 3 years. Yeah, it's insane. Like all the things that change. And you look back. Hmm.
There's always one thing you can rely on, and it's the D&D campaign.
Yes.
Like, wasn't it there's that guy in like the middle of nowhere who's like been hosting a world for like 60 years or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, he's got the huge ass table that he does all the terrain
Yeah.
on and stuff. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I mean, not crazy, but like really cool.
And he just keeps cycling out people, you know, people move on, they get new characters and stuff. It's really great. Like I watched a short film on him on YouTube.
Nice.
It was actually really sweet.
Mm. Wow.
So if you're thinking about starting a D&D campaign out there,
Mm-hmm.
you should start a D&D campaign.
Yeah, do it.
Hashtag not sponsored, but
All right, gotta finish this cookie. We'll get going. Okay. Well, we have that covered. Tania will probably check in another time. It's like 10 days. It's like half your trip, and she missed it the first time. So maybe once more to let you know that she thinks she slipped her mother's guards and watch and the people that she has. And of course, that Arrakis is doing well. Effectively recovered to the point that he was at before. 2 of them have managed to slip away. They're currently on Staffney Island, is where she's leaving from. So that's pretty far west, and you are sort of in the central area of the quadrant. So it could be a few months of travel for her on the ships that she has available. But she's on her way, so at some point, you know, you might be able to meet up and cut that time down, of course. But she's on her way.
in terms of
Mhm.
can we communicate with Ren? in any way?
I don't let me think.
The boon is unidirectional.
I feel like what did Allie give you? I think Allie said, so we can easily put that in because Allie said, "Let me know," and through the power of the ship and she can kind of tie another person in. So if you want to include Rin on it, you may.
Okay, we'll maybe do that in the future then.
Okay.
Yeah, probably doesn't make any sense to do when you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. um. Okay. So you are all on your way. So probably you only have, I'm going to say maybe you're just a couple of days, a day or two away. You would assume from the coordinates that Elana knows where the city was um, before everything flooded the Omega Sea. So you should be only a day, maybe two away, roughly from where the city would be if it is today floating. Elana, of course, you would know that it was set to rise with the others, but yours was the last. Is you want to make sure everyone else, got all their stuff done. It's also partly the way the spell works, and that it was set to rise regardless, but it was flooded and consumed before it was able to rise. So maybe it continued up, and but it doesn't quite add up with you being in your sort of cocoon, your magical cocoon there. Like if you flooded up, it probably would have just popped open, right? And you would have been fine. So something probably didn't go quite right. You're maybe interested in finding out what it was. This is also a little bit of a distance from where you all scooped Alana up as well, even though that's where you encapsulated yourself to wait for a ship. Anyway, so you're about a day or two out from where this should be. This is pretty uncharted territory. The clouds of the sky, you typically travel at an altitude where you're above some but below others. And they've gotten rather dark and gray in this area past day and a half or so. We're about a day or two out, as I said. Cassius is going to call for a quick meeting. Calls everyone into the the situation room version of the captain's quarters. Thanks everyone, full crew and everything for showing up. I got a message from Lucin, which you all know to be his brother in the UAF. In fact, the captain of that new flagship for the fleet. It's not great, but it's good to be aware of this. So apparently we've been flagged, sort of. UAF, of course, the wasps' nests of their ships masquerading as pirates outside of Atmos when we were fleeing. Several of them reported the Tempest fleeing the heart of the city, and more specifically, the UAF research station. We did sort of outfly some there. So there are reports running up through the UAF of active terrorism on our part. General word in the UAF concerning us right now, and it's propaganda that they're pushing out to the people, is that the Tempest embodies the right-hand crew of Admiral Ruthlonius. And that we were at the heart of that. There's a lot of heat on our ship right now. said we should really consider magicking the name of our ship, doing what we can if we have to go into any, try to avoid major cities for the time being. There's a little bit more. There's apparently a new squadron that's dedicated to finding us. We're pretty important. Now, I think that's just part of their propaganda. Little do they know we are a small fleet of ships. The new line of ships, they're painted black, red, and gold. And they're led by some up and coming, someone that rose through the ranks quickly. A new fleet commander, Siltree. So, see these ships with those colors, be on guard. We're just gonna have to keep a little bit of a low profile until some things blow over here. Or they'll find a different target. They can't get their hands on us. We said to just be careful. We've had smooth sailing here the past few weeks. We're almost there, but wherever we head next, we should be careful. And he kind of looks at Kip too, like, so fly us along some not so used airspace, please, Kip. Any questions from anyone? And Hill, if you haven't already been apprised, Elana, of all the stuff at Atmos, then sort of let everyone kind of fill you in on what happened there. Dracolich, and I think you already know because of Dracus and stuff. But yeah,
Questions. You just told us that we're highly wanted criminals. Is that what you're saying?
That's what UAF is pushing. Yeah.
Just the ship or
Crew the
us
Tempest.
individual?
I don't think that they have names or anything on it. He didn't mention anything about being aware of the crew. Just the crew of the Tempest is all he regarded. So I think their individual identities are safe for them.
Also,
Did we
you could
not
change your appearance at any
Yeah.
point and don a new identity? I think out of any of us, you have the least to be concerned of.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not as concerned for me as I am for everyone else. I mean,
Well,
the concern's not just
sweet.
for myself. I mean, but can we not just, is there anyone we can talk to that we can be like, hey, I mean, I have documentation that I lived on Atmos. Why would I attack my city?
Yeah,
they attacked you. The UAF pretended to be pirates that attacked the city. I really don't think they care about the civilians.
or facts.
Yeah.
It seems like the situation has gone beyond talking it out.
I'm sure you've seen, Sadie, some of that escalating, especially in Atmos there before everything. Talking about the pirates
Sure.
being the menace and everything. It's just more of that crew, more of that propaganda. They've got a target now. Tempest, they're the ones. Turn all your ire towards them. We'll get them. You'll see that we're
It seemed to escalate so quickly.
in a few months, I'd say. I think a good catalyst was them trying to sink the city. So
I mean, even before that, there was, they had been developing that tech that we saw very briefly, or even the auction house raid. I think both sides have been pitching up for something big.
That auction house was over a year ago.
You raided an auction house?
No, they did. UAF.
Well, I mean, we were
Pirates.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You were
that's where I got
officially-
the fire sword.
Attending the auction?
That's
Yeah.
right.
And then pirates raided, and
As they do.
Breelith,
And the UAF. Yeah.
the UAF was also there. They were also raiding.
As they do.
And unfortunately, I think due in part to my arrogance, Breelith ended up dying briefly in that encounter. We
Oh, but
resurrected
just
her.
briefly. I mean, you got
Well,
her back.
I mean, we weren't really sure that we were going to be able to bring her back.
I'm sure it wasn't your fault, Xia.
Regardless, we're going to try our best not to lose anybody else.
Well, it is what it is, I guess. Nothing we can do now except just move ahead.
And lay low.
And as always, if any of you feel like we've gone in too deep, be dropped off at a port, or if your identities and all, or you just need to say the word. Don't want to put this on anyone that isn't, isn't here for it. Once they find out our identities, that becomes a different story.
Yeah,
Not make sure it happened. But
sure. Well, I guess I'm here.
all right. Well, sorry for the bad news so early in the morning, but hopefully in another day or two we'll have some good news here. And another piece of ancient tech in our hands and out of the UAF pirates.
That's a win.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Opens the doors to head back out. Yep. Okay. So yeah, it's about 2 days out. About a day out's when, Cassius probably say, let's start investigating, let's start keeping an eye out for any signs of a floating city or anything like that. So I'm just gonna ask if anyone wants to be a part of the party watching for things, let me know. We'll do some investigation checks. Okay, Xia, Elana,
Oh, sure.
Sadie. Okay, go ahead and make investigation checks across the board. Oh no. We'll start with Sadie.
Well, that's a 6.
It's clouds, lots of dark clouds and dim light. Xia?
At an 11.
Okay, pretty much the same. It's you're sort of in this open space between clouds above and clouds below. A lot of those big cumulonimbus stacking grayish dark black clouds.
Xia, didn't you get lucky?
I could, but I have a feeling that somebody else in the party might see something.
Okay. All right.
Nice. Elana, what you get?
I got a 27.
27. Jeez. Okay. Yeah. So you're scanning. I mean, you of course know exactly what the city looks like, and you're keeping a very, very careful eye on that. Excuse me. As you're scanning around the clouds and everything, you spot something, a structure of some sort, from the clouds below, slightly lower altitude. And with the 27, you can tell that something seems a little bit off because it's sort of floating along at this. You're not flying towards it; it's behind you, but it's not falling away into the distance either. It's sort of floating along at the same pace that you are. Do you want to take a closer look, Elana? Like with a spyglass or anything?
I absolutely want to take a closer look.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also gonna send out a message on a mind link, like I think there's something behind us. I didn't do the accent, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do want to take a closer look.
Right. So Vic has a spyglass. A couple people that have that. Take a look. And you're looking at whatever the structure is that's just partially jutting out of the clouds. The clouds are rolling and moving too, and as they break a little bit, you see that it is the sail of a ship. And the ship has a black deck with some gold trim along the whale of the ship, and touch of red here and there. And I'm going to switch us to a battle mode so we can get a closer peek at this. Okay. Yeah, so for our players, you can already see. I'm just gonna, I don't have them painted, these two, so I'm gonna put a little white on this. All right, so for our Sky Pirates, if you recall, we have Sky Battle sometimes. And I'm going to share the documents. Since Deontay is not here, and because this is just our second round through with proper Sky Battle, I'm going to take the role of captain. If you're all okay with that.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to put these documents back into. Oops, nope, that's wrong. That's wrong. Let me try this again. I'm going to put in Discord the 4 images. I'd like you to each pick a section to take control of. Your ship has 4 main areas that can take damage and that do things. You have the arcane engines. Ash is gonna jump on that. This might be up your alley, Sadie, for what it's worth. And the document that I've shared in there, the first one has the AC for those, the HP, which you would keep track of, and a speed of 5. You can move 5 squares on this grid per turn. Your ship, the Tempest, is exceptionally adept at speed and maneuverability. So you can take turns. Oh, that's the helm. All you need to know is that your speed is 5 squares. For each 25 points of damage that you suffer, your speed drops by 1. If it goes all the way down to 0, and these crystals are damaged beyond operation, you are idle in the sky. Next up would be like the gunnery area. There are cannons. You have 2 on each side currently, left and right. The AC and HP is there. It also shows the damage and the plus to hit if proficient. I don't think anyone here is currently proficient with the cannons. Same thing with ballista. I think Elana is half proficient, but not fully proficient yet. But same thing, damage, distance, blah, 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 all that good stuff. Then there's the helm, which of course an NPC can handle. But that's taking turns. You can take a lot, 45-degree turns. You can move diagonally, basically. You can move up to 180 degrees when you start. You have 5 spaces you can move. You can move straight ahead or diagonally. But you can't turn around on a dime. It can be only straight ahead or diagonal. And then lastly, the hull of the ship, which has an AC of 17 and HP of 371. Pretty sturdy. Of course, the hull breaks, your ship sinks. You all fall into the Omega Sea. If the steering breaks, you can't steer. You just start like continuing in the direction that you were going. And with that, that's just to prepare you. I think that let me ask, what would you like to do? Elana, you just saw that. Clearly identified as a ship trying to hide in the clouds pursuing you.
I would go on the mind link and let everyone know. I believe that ship that you warned us of before is now behind us.
You've also identified it as a scout ship. They're not heavily armed. They're armed, but you know it's not like a warship or anything. It's a scout ship. It's fast and maneuverable. It has some weaponry.
Okay. I'd relay that as well.
All right, Cassius will speak back. All right, fight or flight. What do we want to do?
We need to be around here to continue to investigate. I vote fight.
I do think that fighting is the better option here.
Let's go.
All right. Zeal head down to the cannons.
Nice. Okay. Sadie, where do you want to go?
Sadie will go to the arcane engines.
Nice. And Elana?
I will be on, what was it, the bestial? What is it called?
Which thing? Sorry.
The ballista.
The
Ballista. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was called.
No worries. All right.
It's not a term you use every day.
That's that ballista.
Hasn't worked its way into my daily life.
Oh, but it will. It's crazy how it sneaks up on you.
Nice. All right. Yeah. Ominous sunlight here. Okay. All right. And so we begin. All right, about face, let's turn the ship around. And Kip's, all right, Captain. And you'll navigate 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think that Cassius isn't gonna have Kip like go head on because well, you do have a ballista in the front. Cannons are better for like trying to sink a ship, so they're gonna sort of like go around the side to be able to get a row of cannon fire and ballista if they need. In response, the other ship, seeing this, comes up out of the clouds and begins to move by 5, 10. They can move. They're gonna go past you. So what I'm gonna do as we're passing, just to kind of zoom in, yeah. Here's your ship. Is theirs. Currently, they're flying by. You're flying past each other, so you'll have a chance to fire here in a minute. But since it's their turn, they don't fire. In fact, you hear one of those, as though they're speaking, someone's speaking through a megaphone. You hear, under the authority and order of Fleet Commander Siltree, the Tempest and her crew are to cease all flight immediately and surrender to the UAF, or be seen as an enemy combatant and treated accordingly. You have 30 seconds to comply. Any act or advancement toward us will be seen as an active threat and will also be treated accordingly.
Zia's gonna mind link very quickly with Ash and be like, because Ash is in the arcane engine area.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Be like, we're supposed to cease flying immediately. Do you remember that maneuver we did to avoid one of the larger fleet of ships?
Right. I remember the pair of drawers I had to change after. Yep. We doing that one?
Well, technically it's ceasing flying, isn't it?
Woo. You're not wrong. All right. Prepare yourselves.
If you can angle us underneath, ideally we'd be able to still fire into the hull from the underside.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to. We'll have to let Kip know about that one, but I have no doubt that Kip can make that happen. I think this is our opportunity. All right. I'll do what I need to do here. I'll relay to Kip what needs to happen up there. Whew.
Hopefully we can catch him by surprise.
I think
And
we're
then
going to
Xia will
surprise.
kind of mind link to everybody else. Hang on to something.
What does Elana do?
She hangs on to
Nice.
something.
And Sadie?
Oh yeah, Sadie will grab onto something, sure.
Okay. So that's all that the ship is doing for its turn. It's giving you the 30 seconds. So to hold us up a little higher for 3D space, the maneuver, which I love that it's like, remember the Bermuda? Yeah. What? No, you can't be
Yes.
serious. Uh, so your ship is going. Let me move it down here. Is going to plummet down to like cut engines and plummet toward the Omega Sea far below, and then try and like start engines in time to continue forward, using that extra momentum to get a slingshot kind of effect, and get some distance, but also fire on the way down by angling the ship to the side first, get some cannons off as it goes by.
That's the plan.
So, you all like hear Xia, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Why do I not have battle music? One moment, please. I'm gonna put this in Zoom for players. Shame on me, because now it's intense. There you go.
Intense.
Woo! All right, so you've gotten your warning, and you cut engines. Elana, you hold on to something. Sadie, Xia. Sadie down below. Ash is like, listen, it's gonna sound crazy. You gotta just go with it. All right, we're gonna cut engines completely. Head on over to the right
Cut
engine.
the engines.
Yep, on 3.
Okay.
Ready? 3, 2,
Sure.
cut. And
Okay. Cut the engine.
It's a frightening experience because there's always that hum of arcane energy when you're in the sky, and all your stomachs will ooh, like up into your throats for a minute before, because the gravity really can't keep up the artificial gravity of the ship as you are now plummeting. So yeah, go ahead and make there's 2 cannons, but I think that let me look at the image here. I think you can only fire 1 cannon, yeah, at a time. So you're manning 1 cannon. Actually, Boots has been down here and practicing. Boots is gonna fire the other cannon.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Boots.
So go ahead and roll. It's just gonna be a straight. Let's see. You're sort of using your.
I don't have
dexterity
proficiency,
to aim.
so
Yeah, there's nothing really to aim on this, so it'll just be a straight D20.
okay.
Boots has proficiency, so 18 to hit for Boots, which does hit, and let me know what you get.
Oh, I also got an 18.
That also hits. So roll your 4d12. I don't get to use this die often. Nice.
Yeah.
18.
I have to figure out how to do that at Google. Hold on.
18.
Okay. 22.
Okay. 22 for you, 33 for Boots. And okay, you hear the sound of some wood splintering Oh no, the ship. You hear the sound of that splintering on the other ship as you're ducking out of sight. Let's see. That leaves Elana above deck. Okay, with your 27 perception or investigation, Elana, there's something else you notice though. As you are falling and you're about to go through the lower section of normal clouds, these dark cumulonimbus clouds, you're watching the other ship, and they take this hit and splinter some of the hull. It's still pretty intact. Hulls have a lot of HP, but it did a decent bit of damage. You see them in the last moments taking off, high speed, leaving, which, because it's a scout ship, alarms you a little. Whereas a scout ship, there's a fleet. You're all plummeting currently. You're not sure where that thing's going, but you're plummeting. Sadie, please make an Arcana check as you are now reaching the lowest levels before hitting the Omega Sea below. It's like, all right, everything you got to prime that, give it an extra pump, and then fire up that engine on 3, 2, 1. What's your Arcana check?
10.
She goes to fire hers up. Oh my, no. You hear him cut out, stall both engines. Plummeting. I'm going to take a second, as you haven't hit the Omega Sea yet, but for anyone up above, like Xia, you can see out through the ports of the cannons, right? And Elana, you're hanging onto the ballista and shit up on the top of the deck, and you can see how rapidly you're about to dive into the Omega Sea. What do you all want to do? You're waiting for engines.
How far away is the engine room?
It's down 4 flights. It's the bottom, very bottom. But you can run down there if you want.
So with my face up, I can teleport 30 feet. How far, or how close would that get me to?
You have to be able to see, say, like a space you can see.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Sorry. I mean, you can teleport over to the stairs, and then it's just down the stairs. And you don't have to wait until this moment. If you wanted to have been doing that as you're falling, that's fine too.
Yeah, I think after seeing the ship leave and seeing that like we're still not going back up, I'll teleport over and then run down the stairs to the engine room.
It's a little strange because with the ship tipped, you were able to get 2 successful shots off, but without the engines, there isn't a way to right the ship. So everyone's operating about a 45-degree angle like this. You're kind of running down the stairs, but also on the wall. Bottom corner, down and down, and it's a little off-putting. But you make it down just as you step into the engine room, as you see Sadie and Ash go to prime and start the engines when they cut out.
Is there a way I can help? What's going on?
Well, nothing right now, unfortunately, is going on. But yeah, if you can help, we're trying to prime this. If you can get down on the compressor down there and just the regulator rather, and she's just gonna give you some, like, if you know what you're dealing with a regulator, get on down there, help us regulate these Arcana here. Xia, what would you like to do as you're with the cannon area to start?
Can Xia attempt to line up another shot as they're trying to get away?
Oh. I think that the cannons, they're just fixed, kind of. So I guess you have a little wiggle room there. Go ahead. You'll have to roll. I'm going to say this one might be a disadvantage because you're plummeting so fast. But it's still possible.
Okay. So in that case, I would roll 2 d20s and take the lower.
Yes.
Okay, so number 1 is a 10.
Okay.
Number 2 is also a 10.
Yeah, you
Okay.
and Boots both fire off some, and neither one seems to hit. Shit. Forget about it. Forget it. What else can we do?
Pray.
A sound
So
of
whatever
right now.
gods you're currently hoping are gonna help us.
Boots does like whatever the gesture would be for some prominent religion. All right, that brings us back down to Sadie, Ash, and now Elana down there. Elana, you're giving Sadie and Ash advantage on their Arcana rolls to get these ships, the engines up and running.
Nice.
All right. Get ready, Sadie. One more time. Let's prime with an extra 2 pumps this time, and engage halfway, throttle it back down, and then full blast like this. And she kind of like works this lever and shows you like the gesture that she wants to go for. Ready? 3, 2. Okay, well that one's all right. What did you get, Sadie?
20 total.
Okay, dirty 20. Beautiful. This time it starts to stutter. You let off a little bit, and you hear it start to purr a little, like the host do, and then you go full blast on the lever, just like she had illustrated. And the two of you at the same time, the glow kicks in as the ship dips below the and you're using this forward force, but you've got a couple hundred feet to push through before you pull up out of the Omega cloud. Let me just check and see what's going to happen down here. Oh, okay. Nothing. You push through. Hips like on the thing. All right. Engines are back online, so I'm going full throttle. Be prepared, everyone. You know, you were sort of tipped like this. The ship rights itself and is kind of like pulling you backwards, and you're Sadie and Ash and Elana kind of tumble like 5 feet back off your little stands by the things. Some cannonballs roll by. Xia and Boots in the room. Woo! And the ship scoops up out of the Omega Sea and is running up but below, a safe distance, which is a pretty good distance above the Omega Sea, but below that lower level of clouds where the other ship was. Cash is gonna come online. All right, we did some damage. I didn't see what happened to the ship. We can circle around and attack again. We can just try and stay in the clouds for a bit and continue heading towards the coordinates. What do y'all want to do?
I don't know, but I'm concerned that they're going to come back with the full fleet.
Yeah.
All right. Circling back then, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, with any luck with that maneuver, which I'm just gonna say now, I appreciate. Certainly come in handy twice, but I don't know. Let's talk about it later. Scares the shit. All right. Well, we I think we might get a chance to sneak up on them thanks to that. So good thinking, Sadie. All right, and so you loop back around. Kip brings you back around, and back to that same position. There's no immediate signs of the other ship. If you'd like to make an investigation check, however, please go ahead. Pause for a fresh one. Thank you, Daniel.
What are we rolling?
Investigation, if you wanna participate in the
sorry.
leadership. Elana,
Oh,
what'd you get?
I got a 28.
Hey, jeez. Okay, Xia.
I got a 14.
Nice. And Sadie?
21.
Nice. Okay. There's a lot of cloud and smoke to look through here. Have to roll for some distance. Xia, you don't spot anything. Sadie, you're scanning the skies. You can see the spot where they were struck because there's some leftover cloud and gunpowder, whatever else went off when the cannons went through their hull. You kind of know you've returned to that spot, but you don't see another ship. And Elana, with a very thorough scan of the area, don't. Any sign?
No, I don't see them anywhere.
All right, do we start searching through the clouds, or do we just pull an evasive maneuver within the cloud and then stay within the clouds to our destination, try and lose them in the clouds?
I think we should try to lose them. I don't know that we have the power to withstand an entire fleet after us.
Yeah, let's
Agreed.
We definitely don't.
all right, full speed then, because if there's any advantage we have, it's our speed. They can't catch up to us, so. All right, Kip, make some evasive maneuvers, so if they have sight on us, we lose them. Then stay in the cloud cover best you can. Continue us on our heading towards those coordinates. And so, and it is made so. Kip does a few dives through the clouds, up, back through, changing direction and pitch, ultimately ending up within the clouds, doing a few of these maneuvers until you are back on track after a good like 40 minutes of very carefully navigated, losing a tail sort of maneuvers through the clouds. Another like 24 hours to get to the actual coordinates, but you won't really be able to keep an eye out for the city until you're much closer, as you're trying to stay under cloud cover for you can, or you have to cloud them up. All right, I'm gonna zip us back to our RP setup. Oh shit. Here we go. Everything's fine. It was me trying to grab my OBS window and it grabbed like the resize arrow on the top.
Oh.
All right. So. All right. You probably travel, I think, it sounds like you'll want to stay in there as long as you can. Safely, probably like 20 hours in the clouds, right, out of the 24. Before coming
Sure.
up, so you don't ram into a city in the clouds, if you know, and start carefully watching. I'm going to keep these last investigation rolls, so you know, the three of you have pretty good rolls there, scaling upward. It's extra dark as you come out of the clouds here. The clouds have gone from like different shades of gray to like deep dark grays and blacks. There's some storming as you come up. Kind of the upper level of clouds is broken free of its rain, and some thunder rolling because of battle music. And so you're traveling through a little bit of a storm at this point. And oh gosh, why is this one so loud? Okay. Rain pattering on the ship. A little bit harrowing, this whole exchange, but you've got a pretty good feeling that you have lost that scout ship for some time. That was a lot of work to remain hidden. Maybe 3 hours. You're almost up to the coordinates, about half an hour away, when you spot through some of the lower clouds that you're hovering above now. Lightning strikes, and you see some structures in the cloud. And as you approach another 10 or 15 minutes, you see that the base of what appears to be a floating island is situated down in the lower cloud level here, but rising up out of it into the open space between these two parallel levels of clouds is the rest of a ruined setting. Partial structures, foundational pieces remain. Rubble, as you get 5 minutes away or so, you can see a lot more of the details. Yeah, just empty ruins of a city. Ashasul Kaban. All right. This look like it, Alana? Are we in the right place? It does.
It looks different than what I remember, but yes, this is it.
All right. Guess we should just dock above and drop the rope ladder.
Sounds good.
Mhm.
Right. So you have to walk up in the rain on the deck, but Vic's got the ladder already rolled down and washing it slippery. Wishes y'all good luck, stay alert, and the six of you, Ashavar and Grundy and Cassius, and the three of you, descend into the top of the city. I'm going to switch to battle just to show you an image of what of the ruins, basically. Of course, for you, make a quick investigation check, Elana, if you would, because I'm sure you'd be, trying to process some of these other bits. Don't mind. You can do it with advantage. A little time here, she settle. Here are my images.
It's a 26.
Jeez. Okay. You were, using a little of your arcana on some of the rubble here, and using some of your other senses to kind of get a better idea as to what exactly happened to this city. Why were you adrift? Um, what happened between the last thing you remember and now? Oh, thank you so much for the raid, Buzka. Yay! Hearts. um, and basically, what you're discovering is its ascent upon the Omega Sea filling the squadron. Its descent was greatly slowed by being swallowed up by the Omega Sea at the time. It probably took, instead of, an hour or two like the other cities before, this city, Recoven, probably took around 1,200 to 1,500 years to ascend. The magic was really corroded by the Omega Sea, but continued to rise slowly. So you probably spent, a good portion of that here. But that slow ascent and the jostling and breaking of structures here over time is also probably, it's kind of easy to see and a little terrifying to think about how your magical body capsule you put yourself in would have been jarred free, and you would have free floated through the Omega Sea until you were found by the crew here. So I also shared the image in Discord, but that's sort of the ruins of the city. Some structures still seem a little taller in the distance. Um, yeah, you all land and look around. I think Cassius might, you know. Um, so where to?
Uh,
Over to Lana. Oh, I probably should tell you. Because you don't have that info, do you? Um, all right. Bezaliel's focus. You believe that it would be below the Tower of Ephrail. I can give you some little info on that tower if you wish, Elana, but I won't bore you if you don't want it.
No, I want.
Mhm.
I want it.
So Bezaliel Ephrail was a renowned scholar and mage. They united conflicting roots of education in a manner never done before, allowing groups that would before hate each other based on teachings to instead learn from one another and have a unified front in the search for truths. So they just had a contribution to society that was fairly great. Zaliel Ephrail and had a tower named after them here, which was the tower you were operating from at the height of it, and you're in the penthouse there as the Omega Sea swallowed. You know it would be somewhere below that in the basement levels of focus.
Yes. It's likely this way. And just starts leading the way.
Okay. Sadie will follow.
Okay.
Same.
All right. Now you begin walking through. I mean, the weather fits the vibe here. It's easy to tell that for all of you that this was clearly a very grand city that likely had an entirely different life to it, of course, than this does now in the haze and clouds and darkness and rain that you're walking through now. The rubble loose on the ground makes it a little bit difficult to walk through. The heavy rain that's falling makes it a little difficult to see past maybe like 60 feet or so. But you navigate this space. So Lana, you've walked these roads thousands of years ago. You walked these roads many times. The experience was always something, rather magical. But you know the way. Despite things being in such road, you know where to go. You walk through what was a university's courtyard, a building decimated, virtually nothing left. Past the green, where you would sometimes, after giving speeches to university students, or stopping in to teach a class as a guest speaker, you would sit and talk among some of the students and answer their questions, and they'd find some inspiration in you. You'd find some inspiration in them. Um, no longer are all the people racing up asking for your autograph. No longer are people showering you with praise and gifts and wonder. A lonely walk. Though your friends are with you, it's a lonely walk. You walk past through a few city blocks, and there's a few partial structures still mostly intact. One of them is what was a renowned diner of sorts, where you once had you won an essay at a very young age and got to have a meeting with the person that you looked up to the most in this magical world. They even gave you a little memento, feeling that you were definitely going to go places and make things happen. It was a very pivotal moment in your very young life. And as you kind of peer through the windows, and reminisce. You and everyone around, Sadie, Xia, Ashavar, Grundy, Cassius, witness the debris that's on the ground lift itself up, but it sort of separates from its physical form with this half transparent memory of what it was almost, drawing itself back into place, reconstructing this building and this block and the next block. And you're all witnessing sort of the city kind of translucent, sort of ghostly way rebuilding itself, taking shape and color. The rain stops and sun starts to shine through on all of you, and footfalls fill the streets around you. First, nothing connected to them, but then little visages of children racing through the streets and adults laughing and talking or having serious conversations as they walk by. A bunch of tables outside of this diner you're standing in front of, people having lively conversation. It's this grand city full of life and culture, all the different species, the different people, the different skills and classes of such unity here. And magic. So much magic. Everything, even down to the most mundane things, seems to have some aspect of magic, making life easier and more comfortable for everyone in the city. You're all bearing witness to this. I'll give you a moment. This is just how you remember it, Elana.
Sadie's alarmed. So Sadie's gonna have drawn out her glaive. Probably. They're just kind of like holding it, just kind of like at not really like she's ready to like, hit something, but just ready. But she's also staying probably within like 10 feet of Alana as we walk through. And more in a protective than like a following way.
Which to RP. Anything for Zia?
I mean, Zia's just kind of in awe. Like, this is incredible. Like, I mean, it is eerie, obviously, but like, there's a kind of beauty to it in a way. It's literally kind of just like parted the rain. Like,
Yeah.
which, to be clear, despite the fact that this is ghostly, it's incorporeal. So Zia would probably like reach out and try to see like what happens if she like runs through one of the people who's like walking along.
Yeah, it wisps into a sort of smoke almost before reforming back to the image.
And even though she's like waving, like they can't see.
Correct.
But there is no more rain.
You don't feel any rain.
Like the rain feels like it stopped, and the sun feels real.
Yeah, warmth.
That's the crazy stuff.
Elana, anything for you?
She's just kind of watching in shock. She's got, her cloak pulled up with the hood up, and the eyes all around it are flitting around, like trying to absorb as much of the scene as she can, but she can't bring herself to say anything.
Yeah, for anyone watching, you see Alana's face is just, it's like she's been stabbed in the gut with a knife, Elana, you, not only is this exactly the way you remember this city, but you swear you can almost remember this day. Like this is out of your memory. And with the clarity that you have, despite the situation, you lift your hood to engage your cloak of many eyes. And as soon as you lift it and activate it, all the eyes are looking around in different directions, and the large eye in the hood opens, and the scene really changes for you. You alone. What you see is the ruined city, the clouds, the rain. And the people that are running by are not people, but up from the ground, each one is a writhing tentacle with like an octopus spade at the end of it and walking along with the people. There are others that are approaching your friends, but they don't seem to see. And as you glance around, and from um, within the partially destroyed structure of that diner, a giant, maybe 12-foot wide, fleshy ball with one circular red eye in the center. Um, I'm gonna say Xia and Sadie, please make let's see, what would that be? Investigation checks, and Elana, you can make a history check with advantage because this would be covered in your education. And I'll start with Sadie once you're all set.
An 8.
Okay, yeah, no, you do not see the tentacle or through the through this semi illusion. Zia?
28.
Oh, yeah. So you're like, this
She
is
ain't buying it. The something is too weird.
yeah, the sun, the rain, not feeling it. And the more that you kind of like hold your hands out and test, the more you wait, you're feeling rain, and it starts passing through this deep illusion. And now you see, you also see, as you're looking around, the tentacle approaching you. Get back to that, so you won't be surprised by that. Alana, what did you get?
I got a 27.
Jeez. So it's a little scary because you know what this is. You look at it like, oh, come on. It's a death kiss. Sometimes when a beholder has a very vivid nightmare about losing its blood, it brings into life a death kiss. They're a little dangerous. They're good with illusions, and they love drinking blood. And as the rain, again, Zia, for you, you feel the rain pouring down on you. And Alana, I'll do the checks for the other folks when you're here. Sadie, still wrapped in the bliss of this scene.
Well, probably suspicion. She was suspicious of the thing, but just probably just not seeing it because she's trying to look at everything.
Yeah, yep. Oh, is this right? Is this wrong? You're caught up in your mind. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yeah.
The desk just gives a blink at Ilana as we wrap. Okay, so maybe a little battle next week.
Maybe.
Just a little spicy.
So, just a little insight, of course. This city took 12 to 1500 years to rise up through the Omega Sea. So it's probably got some Omega goodies in here, which is, of course, makes sense as you see the death kiss. Yeah, and plus a little insight into like what Alana had and lost. Um, yeah, yeah. Woo! All right, y'all are amazing. Ah, my gosh, I absolutely love playing with you all. Thank you, players, so much.
Thank you.
Same. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
My absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Let's see. So, right, thank you, viewers, for hanging out with us. You're incredible too. It was so fun having you hang out. All the hydration options were great, keeping me hydrated. I appreciate it. Uh, and yeah, yeah. If you're new, thanks so much for hanging out with us. I hope you had a fun time. You've been watching An Extremis, their Saturday night D&D game. Um, oops. Please, if you had fun, consider giving us a follow here. We have D&D sort of throughout the week. We got a new one coming up Friday. We got Tuesday night, and that way you can be alerted when we go live with our really fun stuff. All right. Well, with that, I think we're gonna wrap up. We're going to go ahead and raid. I think these are gonna be some new friends. I don't think we've been over here yet. Gonna raid B20 Deathmatch and consider giving a call Madbird raid for some hype and some branding. And catch us, I hope hopefully next at least next Saturday, find out what happens with this Death Kiss and our amazing friends here and city as a whole. What's going on with that scout ship? Come on back and find out. Hope you all have an absolutely amazing night. And we'll catch you soon. We're going to go record our Patreon after show exclusive, Patreon exclusives. All right, take care, everyone, and we will catch you soon. Bye.